So recently I've been interacting with AI a little bit and understanding it a bit more, learning how to interact with it, and just really kind of breaking down some of its capabilities. And it took me down a little rabbit hole, as some of you who know me know that I like to travel down those quite often. But what we've done here is I've actually developed a AI that will interact with any user, and it'll calculate the output of a line based on our inputs. How many workstations, what are the cycle times of those workstations. It'll calculate the bottleneck and output, hourly output for that line with those, parameters. And then it'll take it a step further and calculate your takt time and let you know if you're able to meet customer demand in the right amount of time. From there, you can play around with the times and reallocate times to different workstations to see how that changes the output of the line. And then it'll even go a step further and offer suggestions on how you would actually do that in real life. Because we know, you can't just move time from one station to another by saying, hey, here's a chunk of time. There's actually a method to the madness, right? So it'll suggest different JFIs. It'll identify, opportunities and just more of a systematic approach for people to improve their workstation rather than just kind of winging it, So this thing goes pretty deep. I'm going to cover the surface first, and then I'll show you some of the added features that I've been able to tack onto this thing. But essentially it'll actually track our JFI program for us. It'll give feedback to other team members who are experiencing the same issues based on inputs that we've given. And it'll actually drop these into an A3 format, give you a problem statement, a timeline based on the dates that we input, and it'll just lay that out very clean and clear so anybody can do an A3. There's no more excuses, right? I know we all struggle with the A3 format sometimes, or mostly, I guess, just finding the time to do it the right way. A lot of times we like to wing it and think that we know the answer, which we may or may not, but it doesn't really do us justice when it comes to utilizing the A3 tool and training others on how to systematically remove waste from a line and drive a project to completion. So without further ado, let's check out this interaction. At any given time, you guys are able to try out this tool as well by clicking on the QR code you see behind me. So it's asked me how many workstations. I told it 5. And then it's asking for a cycle time for each workstation. So I'm saying station 1 is 3 seconds. Station 2 is 7 seconds. 9 seconds for station 3. 12 for station 4. 9 for station 5. Then it's going to tell us, oh, hey, our bottleneck is 12 seconds. With a 12-second bottleneck, I can do 300 units an hour. Does this meet your required output? If not, we can calculate the necessary takt time. Please provide your daily demand and your available work time in minutes. So I said 3,100 units, and then it's asking for that available time again. I said 8 hours minus 15 minutes for break. So then it's actually breaking down and calculating takt time for us. Our takt time is 9 seconds per unit. Well, if you remember, our current line is only hitting 12 seconds because of our bottleneck. Not going to be able to meet customer demand in this situation. So it gave me the feedback. It says, since your current cycle time is 12 seconds, your production output does not meet required takt time. You will need to reduce the cycle time or reallocate work between stations. So I'm inputting to it. I'm saying move 4 seconds from station 4 to station 1 because it had available time. So it's showing the math, showing which ones are changing. And then it's saying the new overall cycle time is 9 seconds because of the 2 slowest stations, 3 and 5, which have a 9-second cycle time, which becomes our new bottleneck. And it's showing us that moving those 4 seconds to station 1, which was 3 seconds, if you remember, that actually gains us 100 units an hour. It went from 300 units to 400 units per hour. And now it's saying that we are able to hit our takt time. I asked it, how can we actually implement this in real life? It's telling us then to reassign tasks so we can move simpler repetitive tasks from station 4 to station 1. For example, if 4 has multiple activities, shift the pre-assemblies and prep work to station 1. Reduce non-value added time. Identify unnecessary movements, that don't contribute directly to the production. Balance the workloads. Check if station 1 has unused capacity. If it does, reassign tasks from station 4 to ensure each station is evenly loaded. Implement JFIs. Make quick improvements, such as better tool placement, more efficient workflows, or minor equipment upgrades to reduce cycle time. Can you give me some more examples of JFIs? Let me go ahead and pause the video here because this is pretty incredible. So it's saying Tool placement and optimization. Rearrange tools and materials so they are within arm's reach of operators and reduce the need to walk or reach for commonly used items. Use visual management, so labels, color coding, shadow boards to help operators quickly identify tools or materials. 5S implementation. Apply the 5S methodology, which we all know. Standardized work instructions, quick changeover techniques, ergonomic adjustments. It's giving us examples of each of these things that could potentially become JFIs that would no doubt reduce our cycle time. I go, what are some creative ways that I can decide which JFI to go after? And it says, here are some creative ways to decide. Let me pause it right here. Gemba walks with a twist. Regularly walk the production floor, but with a fresh perspective each time, like focusing solely on ergonomic issues one day and material flow the next. Bring different team members on each walk for varied insights. Operator feedback sessions. Conduct informal coffee break sessions where operators share ideas for quick improvements. They often know best what slows them down or what small changes could help. Waste hunt bingo. Create a waste bingo card with categories like waiting time, excessive motion, defects. Challenge the teams to identify as many as possible in a set amount of time. Prioritize fixing the most frequently spotted ones. Reverse brainstorming. Instead of asking how can we improve the station, ask how can we make the station less efficient. This helps identify existing inefficiencies, prioritizing them for improvement. Process mapping with stickers, and it goes on and on. I won't go through all of them, but it's pretty incredible. I like the time-lapse analysis. That's a good one. Pareto chart for JFIs. But yeah, you get the idea. And if you want, you can stop this video at any time and go through and read some of these. I said, these are great. I'm going to use some of these. What are some other ways I can engage the team and give them full control of our JFI program? To engage your team and give them full control, consider these strategies to foster ownership. Establish a JFI champion. Create cross-functional JFI teams. JFI suggestion and approval board. Empowerment through mini Kaizens. JFI ownership program. Assign each team member a specific workstation. JFI time blocks. Set aside time. There's a budget allocation, idea workshops, Shark Tank, which is kind of cool. JFI mentorship. I really like this one as well. There's so many ideas that it's just incredible what this AI is capable of doing now that I've honed it in. I was like, if the team and I keep you updated, can you actually, track these for us and offer them as suggestions when other people have similar issues? And it said, yeah, absolutely. If we give it updates, it will retain the knowledge and it'll track them for us and it'll give suggestions where suggestions are needed with similar ones. That way, different business units that do the same things can actually take those ideas and implement them that have found success at, other business units, which that's the whole purpose of sharing JFIs in the first place. But yeah, let's pause for now. This will be part 1. Go ahead and click on part 2 if you want to see how this can go a step further and actually set us up for A3s.